Hello everyone! As many of you already know, my time on YouTube is nearing its end. I have several accounts on YouTube that I've opened prior to the recent flagging wars, including this one, that are not subject to removal based on YouTube's banning rules. But really, what's the point? You've all spoken, you don't want me here, and I'll show you why, oh atheists, you combaters of cognitive dissonance, who revel in it all at the same time. I'm going to show you a series of shocking clips featuring your own atheist manosphere heroes, followed by clips of my own videos that have been flagged for being in violation of terms of service for harassment and bullying. Why am I such a harasser and bullier, you ask? Well, according to the public, I'm not. If you don't consider your idols to be bullies, then certainly my mirroring their exact behavior cannot make me a bully, right? Well, what are the reasons for my channel removal then? Tribalism, harassment against feminists online, mob mentality, ignorance, and lack of education. I set out to make videos copying the behavior of other atheist pros in order to show you, their harassing fans, that their behavior was unacceptable. And what do you know? My content has been flagged in violation of YouTube's terms of service.
This particular project has made me the target of an intense online harassment campaign perpetrated by a loosely coordinated group of very angry gamers. Over the last few years, I faced a daily barrage of sexist abuse. These attacks range from hacking and doxing attempts to rape and death threats made against me and my family. The near constant abuse has been and continues to be pretty awful. I have extensively documented and discussed how and why these cyber mobs form in various talks and articles. Okay, so the claim that I misrepresented this game is a particularly dishonest strawman argument. It originates from a 42-year-old YouTube user who, by all accounts, hasn't played the game at all, hasn't played Hitman at all, but is obsessed with ranting against feminism. His video entitled Anita Sarkeesian Busted is by far the most viewed video in the flourishing debunking feminist frequency subgenre on YouTube, which has itself turned into quite the cottage industry.
Here we see Anita Sarkeesian, an expert on women in video games who created feminist frequency, explaining how a major contributor to harassment online is the infamous atheist and anti-feminist Thunderfoot, a person who I have personally flagged for bullying on several of his videos without YouTube taking any action. Now on to a specific instance of Thunderfoot harassing Anita Sarkeesian in a video, as well as someone he disagrees with over at Free Thought Blogs.
So I'm just gonna do it and see what happens, and document and assess. If you know anyone who might have an interest in dating me, let them know. If you might have an interest, read on. I'll start by making sure anyone considering this is up to speed. I am polyamorous. I currently have many girlfriends.
But here's what I do know. Richard Carrier is one of the greatest minds in this movement.
I'm 0.5 on the Kinsey scale. Not heavy into kink, but get along well with people who are. I have an unusual fetish or two, but don't expect any of my partners to share them. I'm pro-sex worker, and though I personally find strip clubs and brothels uninteresting at best, uncomfortable at worst, I like partners who are or who have been sex workers.
I mean, damn, Carrier has reached up for Ted Haggard levels of hypocrisy. That was the Christian preacher which, in between sessions with a gay prostitute, preached about the evils of homosexuality. Come on, I mean, I thought my social skills were a little rough around the edges, a little coarse, but expecting to be taken seriously as a scholarly academic of the intellectual artillery caliber, while putting out a blog post like this.
I also like women who have or pursue a lot of partners, or who love to boast of their sexual exploits, especially over wine or whiskey or equivalent. I'm not going to get all butthurt or angsty over how high your number is. It very much has the opposite effect on me.
Exhibits a lack of social awareness that would make the poop-flinging monkeys blush.
This video comes with a very large trigger warning because it contains verbatim reading of Anita Sarkeesian's master's thesis. But is it any wonder that feminists love to play the game Oppression Quest so much? And then, from her conclusions, we should have better representations, but in our fight for media justice, we have to push back against the social systems that maintain dominant cultural norms such as patriarchy, white supremacy, and capitalism.
Now here's a clip of my video that was recently flagged for violating YouTube's terms of service for harassment and bullying. Just as a side note, this video was created to mirror the bullying behavior that no one seemed to see a problem with when Thunderfoot was doing it. So today I realized that this douchey character who's part of the Thunderfoot clan online called Mickey Room Media made a fucking video about me. Once again, he attacked my appearance rather than any arguments I made. I found his OkCupid profile. I am poly and best describe my approach as relationship anarchy. Each connection with another person is its own unique organic thing, and each person is equally deserving of full respect. I would like to apologize for confusing Alendril with Mikaru Media in this video. At the time, I found a link on a chat board saying that this was the same person, and when I was Google image searching Mikaru, these images were the top ones I found. I thought that Mikaru must share his images with the public often, and not only images, but also his OkCupid account. This was in response to Mikaru adding to the dogpile against me and making abusive comments about me on a recent video of his, which no one flagged for bullying or had a problem with, even though it is in violation of YouTube's terms of service for harassment and bullying. Another thing that my haters like to mention is that I am notorious for doxing people, when I've only ever revealed information about people which has already been made public. Hence why my Armored Skeptic video was not removed from Pee Wee Burger 2 channel for violating TOS. I can only assume that my other videos were flagged based on the fact that Shuon had asked that her fan flag my videos. What video really stands a chance against 200,000 angry flaggers? Mine didn't, and were removed along with my channel. So here are a series of clips of other YouTubers taking part in this behavior where they are actually doxing people, and none of you cared enough to speak up or flag, and YouTube once again did nothing.
Apparently, someone's docs were dropped as well.
I am telling you, you should change up your routine. You should maybe not be home for Halloween because, it's coming, and this is right during this fucking drama, and they know exactly where you are, and you think that some of them don't live in the same fucking city as you. Don't fucking answer your door. Change up your routine. Fucking move. I'm telling you right now, it's that fucking serious. Okay? This is not concern trolling. This is fucking reality. And if I were to do that, I would find, with further investigation, that a master's thesis written at that school might, really fit the kind of politics that Bewildered Ape has on YouTube. And if I were to look even further, I would find articles about student activism, which would also match the kind of activism that Bewildered Ape has been a part of on YouTube.
Wow, man, it's not exactly like a fingerprint, but if you found all that information, that would be pretty damning and narrow it down to somebody that's pretty specific.
Yes, and if I were to have found this specific person, I would probably be very interested in one more thing, and that would be ironic justice.
Oh, that's the best kind of justice.
Yes, and I would probably be looking for this person's LinkedIn profile so that I could find a way for the same thing that he did to Thunderfoot to be revisited upon him.
If you were to do any of these
things. If. Big if.
Yes.
Yeah. If.
That's a lot of big ifs.
Yes, big ifs.
So yeah, it seems it's true that Hannibal the Victor, aka this that everybody knows about now, is indeed a registered sex offender.
Oh shit! Guys, this is amazing. This is probably the most amazing fact I've ever fucking discovered about anyone ever. This is crazy. I don't know how I could ever top this. This is. I mean, wow. You think you know somebody, you think you've got their number, and then you find out they only weigh 210 pounds. What the fuck?
If you're trying to create a satirical, if you're trying to create satire on the internet, it's it's probably counterproductive when you make that satire inseparable from who you really are. Just ask.
And let's see. She says that I've been colluding with people behind the scenes, and that I create weird narratives and whatnot. I don't have a lot of time to deal with this issue, so I'm going to say, if Jenny McDermott does not retract that statement and the statement that I'm a doxer and whatnot, I'll give her 1 month from the upload of this video, and if she doesn't, I will just simply do a long screenshot video of the entire conversation between me and the person that she says I'm colluding with, and we will all see that there's a lot of doxing material coming from that account to me, and me not replying much at all, and I'm not going to care whether or not any of that information hurts her, because, see, her allegations are hurting me, and I'm not going to be a hostage to my own civility.
A lot of these little stats,
with Justin and Kevin Logan, we had them both talk it out to each other, not about each other.
Yeah, instead of Justin Templer, who was being attacked by Jenny, going around and talking to like 15 different people about Jenny. All right, should have gone just directly to Jenny, but Jenny wouldn't want to talk to him. Jenny didn't want to talk to him, so he was whatever.
Yeah. Again, I'll ask the question to Justin that I asked of Agent of Doubt yesterday. Do you care if the information you provide to these people that gets out there, do you care if it's used to rape or murder Jenny McDermott?
Do I care? I don't have any control over these people, Kevin.
But that door swings both ways, especially when a quick Google search of the email you sent gives this. And believe me, I'm by no means the first person to do this. But you may sit there and say, yeah, but my husband owns the company. You can't get me fired.
And somebody else sent me a comment. They're going to contact my boss, which is apparently my husband. But part of the reason I wanted to do this video is these people can't do anything to me.
Well, I'm not too sure about that. Because people can say what they want about your company online. In fact, it's really not like what you did at all, in that all they have to do is tell the truth about your actions rather than all this bullshit about calling people Nazis and so forth.
Okay, there is no way I can defend something like this.
Now, I know that the noobs around here have no idea who I am and just would like to do anything they can do to earn head pats from their YouTube celebrity heroes. But for the rest of you who happen to enjoy my channel, this is most certainly a goodbye. But I want you all to think about the hypocrisy you are all a part of. You're taking part in silencing opposition online. And once opposition is gone, you'll find yourself in a very boring, very culty, manly hug box. And that is not a good thing.
Now, let's just treat Carrier like he treats others. Here we go. Title: Richard Carrier, rapist or sleaze? Unless box checked for other. Because I believe the preponderance of evidence is sufficient to conclude that Carrier has crossed moral lines. I have seen enough evidence to establish in my own mind at least a 100% chance that Carrier has not only cheated or fooled around, but has left a wake of victimized women in his path, and that he has not conducted himself morally, and is probably not good or safe company, especially for women.
Because we all decided as a community that it is absolutely okay to dox pedophiles. And in my opinion, this is pretty close to pedophilia. So not only had this guy been cheating on his wife online with several women and tried to cheat on his wife with me, tried to move out to California to be with me when I wasn't interested, and had a girlfriend online named River McKenna, who then committed suicide after she saw that he had been flirting with me. After all of that and the divorce from Greg's wife, he started fucking around with this 17-year-old girl. Chew on head.